So I get my question for you is, you're one of the few who decides to retire, and you're crushing the game. You're VIP of fucking the huge organization, and then what? Like, and I'm saying this because I like you, and I care about you. It's like when I heard you were coming back, I'm like, why, man?
Oh, I think a lot of people had that reaction, but some people were really excited, like myself. I'm obviously excited.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm not excited.
No,
my question
I get
for you is why.
There's no better answer than I just want to. Like, that's it. That's really why.
Works for me.
I just want to.
No
like,
argument
I just
here.
feel like I can do it. And I made sure to go through it, kind of that checklist of things before I decided to like make that official and announcement.
What's the checklist?
So basically, I have had 2 kids, and I wanted to make sure my body could still do it, that the sport hadn't passed me by, that I could get in that kind of shape, that I could avoid the injury, and that I could still like fight or flight. They talk about that being an instinct. I mean, I think once a fighter, always a fighter, but it's one thing to think that, and it's one thing to go in there and prove it,
Especially after 2 kids.
Exactly.
Different animal.
And for over 4 years of being retired, I haven't done a ton of sparring in those 4 years, but I also think that's going to lead to my longevity now, that I'm a little bit later in my career. I'm smarter. I feel like my body is finally connecting with my mindset. I'm just more mature. I look at things in a different way. And so anyways, the checklist was making sure that all those things, basically. Sport hadn't passed me by. Could I still do it? Could I hang? Could I get on that level? Could I get back into that kind of shape?
Was there a fight you were watching, or I'm sure you watch UFC, so you watch something like, I can beat those girls? Because even me, and I tell Dick jokes.
I think I've always felt like that.
I'll watch heavyweights, I'm like, I could beat that guy.
Right?
You still feel that way?
Oh, yeah. I'll watch him like, if I got in shape, I could beat those guys.
Yeah.
Certain guys.
Yeah.
That never goes away.
That's what I was going to say.
I don't want to, but in my head, I'm like, I could beat that guy.
Yeah.
Did you still have fights left?
Oh, yeah. If I came back, I think I have 4 fights left on my contract.
Got it. Okay.
So was there a fight you were watching where I could beat her?
No. I've always felt that way.
Yeah.
But with like most all of them. Like, I always just feel that way. But I don't know. That's part of being a fighter, I think, right? You got to kind of feel that way. It. Yeah. Like, I think you always got to feel that way, know that you can. But again, I had to prove that to myself. So I went back to the gym and I started training. So it was right around the time that I had my son. So that would be about almost 10 months ago now. That's when I had the forced slowdown, and it was just kind of like everything hit a halt. I knew I was done having kids, and I was like 34. I was like, now I think time started to become relevant. I was like, I think I want to make another run at this.
And did you tell your man and your family, or were they like, come on?
So I told my man first. I told Johnny. I said, Scooter's coming up to say hi. So you got food for me? So I told him first, and I just wanted to see what he would think, because obviously, with the kids, it's a different ball game. Like, we had a lot. Ball game. Oh yeah, I mean, we have so much. It's very overwhelming at times. I'm not gonna lie, but
I'm with you. I got 2 toddlers, and this weekend
it is so hard.
I'm home. I'm not on tour, and it's grandpa's not around. It's just me and my girl, and we're like, man, what are we gonna do?
I know the struggle is real.
2 days.
It is
with
rough.
Just us. It's like we got to figure out shit to do. Like, you're in it.
Absolutely.
So then, I'm not familiar with, are you married, or is just
No, we're not married yet.
So yeah.
We'll get there someday.
So is he a fighter? Is he in a fight game?
Yeah, he's a fighter. So he's fought on the Ultimate Fighter before, and now he fights for one championship.
Okay, so he understands it.
Yeah.
He understands it.
Definitely. So yeah, he gets it. He knows what's going to have to go into it, and of course, very supportive. But he's always my rock, because I'm kind of just like, I don't know, like sometimes I get these ideas and I just go. Like, I've never been very like, I have to be, Patience. Follow this path. Yeah, that kind of thing. It evades me. I'm just like, fly by the seat of my pants. Now I have way more structure in my life because I have kids, but I'm still that way in my heart.
Sure.
Like, if I feel something, if I feel passionate about it, like, I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, and that's why.
And I'm all in.
And that's why the comeback was a lot more well thought out.
Yes, exactly. Because it's like I knew in my heart what I wanted to do, but I'm also like, and have my man like, well, we got to do these things to make sure, like, before you go and say something. And I didn't want to put any pressure on myself. I just want to enjoy it. I want to come back and see like what I could do, what kind of shape I could get in. And like, to be honest, like if I went in there, if I got injured, if I couldn't hang, if I couldn't physically hack it, then, I would have known, and I would have never said anything to anybody.
But I'm sure you're doing pretty well in training.
Right.
You're a little beast.
Yeah. So
then when you told one championship, were they like, oh, come on? Because they know you're probably not going to be able to
I don't know if that's the
same
way.
duties.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the way that they felt, but that's not what they said. Like when I talked to Chaudhry, who is the CEO and founder of One Championship, he was 100% supportive. Like,
love it.
It's not very often you find a friend in the business world that has, that your dreams are going to kind of counter in a way what would be beneficial to them, but they're still going to support you in that mission,
But again, my point with One Championship, like you said, they're supportive of it, is like what's good for you is good for them. Like the bigger Miesha Tate gets,
right,
associated with One Championship,
but
being the VPs,
yeah,
great for them.
Exactly, but I had to put in my 30 days. So
it's the UFC.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've got like maybe 2 weeks left. And then
you can always go back. I'm sure like the door's open.
I think so. I mean, we left on amicable terms. They've been really good to me. I had a good experience there.
Yeah.
Like I have no, I mean, I don't know which direction. I'm not promising anything. I don't know if I'll continue to work with the UFC after I'm done fighting or if I'll go back to One Championship, but I think doors are open either way, which is nice to have options.
And then, is there any opponents in mind, or because did I read that your first fight's gonna be at 45?
So
is that the plan?
No. So originally I thought about it because like I'm still breastfeeding my son and everything like that. And I was like, I don't want to have to diet and cut weight and like worry about, milk supply and all that stuff. But I wanted options when I started to look at the 145-pound division. It's like they just let Megan Anderson go. Now there's 2 women and Amanda's coming back down to 135.
That division's, I mean, there's nothing there.
You know what I mean? So it's like Felicia Spencer and Danielle Wolfe are fighting. But Danielle Wolfe is like, I don't know, she's like 1 or 2 fights in MMA. Not very much. No. I think she's like 1-1 or 1-0 or something. And then there's Felicia, which I think would be a great fight. I would love to maybe fight her someday. But, I mean, if we're not going to have a division with fights to keep me busy,
there's no longevity there. So you beat Felicia, what are you going to do? And
that's what I mean.
I guess maybe Amanda Nunes, if she wants to do it.
Yeah. But, to be honest, I've been out for 4.5 years. Like, I don't think Amanda for my second fight would be a very smart decision. You know what I mean? She's a total badass and it's great. I want to fight her again, but I want to make sure I do things the right way and give myself the best opportunity to win. And I don't think jumping in off one fight is the best thing to do.
But you're such a big name too, so it puts UFC in a tough spot because it's not like they can just toss you some newbie, Like Holly Holm was like, I'm down for that. Like all these big dogs because you're a big dog in the space. You're, the Mount Rushmore of female fighting, so all of them want their shot at Miesha Tate now.
I know, it's funny, actually. I've been hearing a lot of, but I mean, that's great. I'll be the second most hunted woman in the division. Sure. There'll be Amanda and it'll be me.
Yep.
UFC doesn't do tune-up fights though, like boxing. You come out for
really.
your life.
No.
There's no tune-up. They don't play that game.
It's very
sink or swim.
Very much so.
Especially for Miesha.
Yeah.
Because she had a big long career and literally she's one of the most famous female fighters of all time. So they're not gonna.
Damn, they're not gonna sugarcoat. They're gonna give it right. Like you want to come back?
Look at. I'm not making a comparison to Miesha, but you look at like even with CM Punk, like have fun, dude. And he just never fought before. Just got absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
Like, can we get him a newer guy? Like, nah, he'll figure it out. He didn't.
And if he doesn't, he doesn't.
It's literally sink or swim.
But they want everybody tried and true. I mean, they don't want to build up records and have people be.
I didn't know that. So 34 years old, 2 kids in 4-year layoff, and you go in there with the Sharks.
Yeah, basically.
And you ready?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's I gotta be. That's
fine.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm all right.
But so the first woman that I'm scheduled to fight is Marion Reneau. Are you familiar with her?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's not an easy.
No, it's not an easy fight.
Bring her up, Chin. No, it's not easy.
It's not. She. So this is what is what is
Brazilian, right?
She's
a Belizean, I think.
She's 43.
But she's coming off losses, correct?
She is. So that's the worst part about this is she's a lot better than what her record says, in my opinion. So she has 4 losses, but they're all close decisions. She's never been finished. She's lost split decision. She's been on the verge of being a contender a number of times. She's finished Jessica Andrade, which is like impossible to do. She triangle choked her. Absolutely. Then she hurt Sarah McMahon on the feet and triangle choked Sarah McMahon. That's not easy to triangle choke. You know what I mean? It's like, so she's got these wins.
That's a weird fight, huh? Because I guess people are like, she's coming off 4 losses. Good fight for Miesha.
That's what I mean. It's like kind of like
not an easy day in the office.
It's a lot of like, it's kind of like worries me because I'm like, people really look at that and they're just going to see a record and be like, 4 losses. I'm like, I don't look at that at all that way.
No,
those
it
losses
shouldn't.
were all decision losses, and they were pretty close. Like she held her own. Like
It's
she
not like
never
she
was
got
in major
starched.
trouble.
Yeah.
She's never been in major trouble in a
Yeah.
fight. She's never been finished. She's never been like knocked down. Like she's tough. She's durable. She can do everything. She's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. She can strike. You know, she can clinch, wrestle.
And when's that fight supposed to go down?
Yeah, July 17th.
Oh, it's around
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
corner.
July
you got
17th.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
and
I got time because I've been doing this. I've been training for, months now. So
And then did your manager call the UFC to say you come back, or did you handle that?
no, I did. I actually was like bugging Dana on Instagram, and I have no idea why, but he blew off like my first 5 DMs about wanting to come
You
back.
just didn't see him?
No, he saw them. That's why I
He
messaged
didn't
him.
respond.
He didn't respond.
Yeah.
That's why I messaged him on Instagram because I'm like, oh, I'll be able to see if he read it. You know, like I wanted to know. Like I wasn't gonna send like just a text message. Like I want to know he saw that shit.
Yeah. Were you nervous when you DM'd him?
Kinda, but then I saw, and then I started to be like, maybe someone else is running his account. You never know.
No,
like maybe someone else saw it.
He's in it on
Yeah.
social media.
But I was like, maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a person that's checking it or, helps him out with some things and they opened it and he didn't actually see. I was trying to make up excuses, but deep down I really knew he just was like ignoring me. He
You
blowing
probably
up.
was like, oh, she's not serious.
That's
Maybe.
what I wa-
Like,
that's
she's
what I
probably
think
not
it was.
serious. She's fine in one championship.
Yeah.
And then what got over the hump where he started engaging with you?
So
Was it through DM or text?
no, it was all through Instagram.
Love
So
it.
I wrote this long message and I was like, look, I'm not going to come back to the US and move my family back and, leave one championship is what I realized. It looked like I probably would have to do, right? That's what I was assuming would happen. I'm not going to do that, jump from one tree till I have another to make sure. So where are we at with this? I want to fight. And then he just said, come home. That's all he said. And just
Oh,
2
wow.
words.
Oh,
just come
damn.
home.
That's pretty gangster.
But I know, right? But I kind of took that as like, put your money where your mouth is. Like, if you're really serious about wanting to
his
fight, prove
defense-
yourself.
To
Absolutely.
his defense, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure he gets blown up all the time.
Yeah.
And he's
So,
like, all right, move home. Let's see what happens.
yeah. So I
And then
did.
you did. You're like, yeah, I'm here, dude.
Exactly.
He's like, all right, we'll get you a fight.
Then I came into the office and he's like, so what are you doing here? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, what do you want? I was like, I want to fucking fight.
yeah.
Like, that's what I want to do. Like,
I came home.
I know, right? Here I am. And he just still was kind of like, okay. Like, he was still kind of like, why? He's like, are you not making good money? I think that was the other thing. Maybe he was concerned about me being desperate, right? That a washed up Miesha Tate was going to come back and desperate to feed her family kind
Yeah.
of thing and just get my ass kicked and take a paycheck and leave, But I was like, no, I really want to fight. And he was like, okay, well, wait, what? I was like, probably 45, so I don't have to worry about cutting weight. I just walk in fat and happy. And he was like, oh, okay. What did he say? He said, he said 45 is a rematch with Amanda. And I said, so's 35. Like, either
Eventually,
way,
yeah.
I'm going to get
Yeah,
to her.
either way, I'm gonna get
you
to
know
her,
what I
yeah.
mean? So I just, I was like, that's fine with me. That's what I want anyways at the end of the day. Like, I want to
That's
fight her
great.
again. And I want to do it. I want to be the baddest woman on the planet again.
And then
Fuck
the since you left, especially 4 years ago, that 35 is stacked. Like, it's a
It
bit of a
is.
different
It
game
is.
now.
Well, it is, but a lot of the women that when I left are still in the top. So that's why another reason why I definitely don't feel like, the sports like quote unquote passed me by. I mean, Holly, you've seen her get
Agree.
numerous title shots again. She's still talking about wanting to make another run at it. I mean, Juliana Pena, we grew up in this sport together.
That's
She's
true.
going to fight, for the title next. Like a lot of the women, Marion Reneau, right? This is her retirement fight,
Yeah.
granted, but I mean, she's been in the UFC close to as long as I have. I would say Kat Zingano, obviously she went over to Bellator, but she's still in it. She's still winning fights, right? These are women that Cyborg, Amanda too, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's come back like crazy.
Yeah, but they're all women that were in my that are in my era.
Was, she's been
Yeah.
around forever. Holly Holm doing the
Sarah
damn
McMahon.
thing. Pena, Sarah
Yeah.
McMahon, yeah, they're all kind
So-
of doing it.
So it's a good mixture, but a lot of them are still from what I would consider my generation of fighting, and they're
Agree.
still doing great things and still holding top 5 spots and top 10 spots, mostly all of them actually. So yeah, I definitely think like I still have time and
Was
still have to
there
do it.
any idea or was there any attempt to get released from the UFC contract so you can fight in one championship just to make it easy?
Well, I
That'd been the easiest
knew.
route, right?
Yeah, that would have been the easiest route, but I knew that they weren't going to do that just based on we tried to do a grappling match with one championship and they ex-nayed that real quick. Dana didn't like that.
You're too big of a name.
Yeah, so I guess, that's what it is. And to be fair, like the UFC had so much to do with elevating my brand.
Correct.
I think people cared a little bit coming from Strikeforce. Ronda and I had that great fight. It's what and Gina and Cyborg since that time kind of moved forward, and I was a big part of that movement, I think people started to care about it, but it was still a lot of hardcore fans, hardcore fans really cared. It wasn't so much like it is now mainstream.
Yeah, when I think of women's fighting, you talk about the pioneers. It's like Gina, Cyborg, Ronda, and you. And then Amanda, came on late, and obviously she's the dominant face of the women's fighting, all women's fighting. So there's like you five are on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, and Amanda, I don't think she was too much behind us though. I think she's 32, but she just didn't get noticed until she changed camps, and then
changed camps and then maturity, right? Like you look at that fight with Kat Zingano,
right?
She's beating the shit out of Kat and just kind of, got tired and then got beat, and then I think she learned from that, and now she's just this absolute dominant champ, man.
Yeah,
dominant.
Yeah, she
but I think
figured
what's
it
good
out.
for you and your advantage is you knew her before that. These girls find her now, like Megan Anderson, stuff like that. They see her as the GOAT, the lion. You don't see that.
No,
I've seen
her lose. Exactly, and I've seen her lose in Invicta. I was Sarah DeLalio. I'm pretty sure it was Sarah DeLalio beat her, but I've seen her lose before. I mean, I know she has her weaknesses and stuff.
Which I think is such a big advantage because a lot of those girls, I love Megan Anderson. I think she was beat before it even started.
I agree. Completely agree. She looked like her eyes got like this big as soon as the bell went, and Amanda started marching across the way, and she was just kind of like, And I was like, well, I will not be like, when I fight her. I promise you that. I can't promise victory, you guys, but I can always promise that I'll bring a hell of a fight, and I'm not scared of any woman on this planet.
And is there, besides her, is there any other fights, redemption fights, or anything like that you're looking for?
I wish I could run it back again with Kat, but she's over in Bellator right now, so that's kind of just,
That'd be a great fight.
Yeah, would really like to run it back with that. And then I think I'll end up fighting Holly again. It's not really something I'm like gunning down because I beat Holly, so it's not like, like gotta have it, but I'm sure she'll be one of the 6 fights though.
Yeah.
I'm sure she will be at some point. Yeah. I'd love to fight Jermaine. That's one that I never got the opportunity to fight her. So.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you're gonna win this one. Then you're looking at those top women.
Exactly.
You're looking at top 3.
And I think Jermaine is she's won.
She's won.
So
Holly Holm's 2.
I'm interested in Yana too, because I think Yana and Jermaine, those would be fun fights for me. Those women are both ranked really high, and Yana, she's improving every fight that I see her. She's getting better.
Yeah, she's getting a lot better.
She's got good striking. She's fought Cyborg, so I know she's not scared. She's not scared to fight people. And she comes to fight. She gets better with the wrestling. Been seeing her take people down and land her ground and pound and stuff. So I think that'd be a good one too.
How about when I got off stage at the Laugh Factory? Right away you go, bro, I figure out what you look like. I'm like, what? This is in front of a bunch of other comics. I'm like, what? You're like, you look like a Rottweiler who got his shit together.
Oh, you do, bro. Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying, dude.
Grab that mic, son.
You do, bro. Look.